Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm posting this on a day that is not Monday. So if you're new to my channel, I usually post videos every Monday evening, New York Eastern time. Let me know actually if you would prefer me to upload on a different day. I've been dabbling with the idea of uploading videos on Sundays, so just let me know in the comments below if there's a better day that works for you. Super curious about that. But the reason I'm giving you this sort of bonus episode on a different day of the week is because last week, I think it was on Thursday, I was on the COS website around 8 a.m. because why not? You guys know that I love COS. No, actually, I have been waiting for them to drop their fall winter collection. They just dropped their pre-fall about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and I have a whole video where I kind of walk through my favorites from that. But yeah, they dropped, was just waiting for the fall collection to drop. I had already seen a few little hints of it. So they had, for example, in some of the items that were already dropped in the pre-fall, they had like these like burgundy leather pants that hadn't shown up on the site yet. So I was already starting to see little glimpses of items that I knew were going to be really cool. And I just wanted to make sure that I did not miss the drop. So thankfully, the fashion gods were looking down on me because it was 8 a.m. I was refreshing the COS page and then boom, everything dropped for their fall winter. And so I bought all of the things that I thought were interesting. And honestly, I actually ended up placing 3 separate orders. One of them because I actually forgot an item. I don't know why. I thought I added it to cart and then I didn't, so I had to buy it afterwards. But the other is that from the moment I saw the collection drop, I actually switched over from my phone to my computer and I was going to purchase these burgundy leather pants, and I saw that they had sold out. Like, boom, like sold out. And so I was like, oh, junk. And so I ran back on my phone because I already had them in my cart on my phone. So, I never know how e-commerce sites are all different. So I was like, maybe the pants are still in my other cart. I can check out with them. And sure enough, I managed to grab them. So yes, I will be sharing all of these with you today. But yeah, I do just want to add a little disclaimer that some of these items just sold out basically instantly. Like before they even sent out the emails announcing the collection, dropping and whatnot, stuff was already sold out. So I don't know if COS is just kind of pulling back and making less of certain items, but come on, COS, make more of your burgundy stuff. Give the people what they want. So I do apologize in advance if some of these things are sold out, but that's also why I'm posting this video midweek, because I wanted to purchase the items, try them on, film and edit this as quickly as possible for you all in case you do see something that you like, that hopefully you can get it, because things just are selling out really, really fast. So just want to put that out there ahead of time. Again, this is not me trying to pressure you into buying anything. Obviously you could sit there and enjoy the video and buy absolutely nothing, but I know that you guys are big COS fans just like me, so I wanted to just high pry get this out as soon as possible. So like all my COS hauls, I have quite a variety of things here. I've got a few little accessories. I've got coats, sweaters, shirts, like t-shirts. I don't have any handbags or anything. I do have a pair of shoes. And yeah, so let's jump right in. In fact, half of the order actually hasn't even arrived yet. So I'm filming the first half of it now again, so I can just edit and get it up as quickly as possible. So that's why I also might look a little different in the cutaways, because I've kind of been filming it over the course of just every time I get a package, I start filming. So anyway, that's enough of me explaining what's going on logistically. So let me cover first the new sort of little accessory bits, because those are 2 things that I have received. And I won't spend too much time because I did just do a whole video about some of my new like favorite kind of bold silver earrings. So if you're into that, there's that video, but also COS has some really great affordable ones. You all commented, which I totally understand. The Agnes earrings definitely are on the pricier side for sure. And even the Heaven Mayhem ones can be a little more pricey. So I understand everyone has different budgets. So these COS ones I think are actually a really great price. They're all around $40. In fact, I'll tell you the exact price of them. So I'm gonna zoom in here so that you can really appreciate these earrings. So these are very interesting. I've never seen earrings like this. Doesn't mean, of course, other brands don't make them, but these are actually convertible earrings. So I thought that was super interesting. That's kind of what drew me to them. Again, they've got a nice kind of chunky silver aesthetic. The silver stuff is very in right now, and I'm really loving it because they're going really well with my new civet bags. So yeah, just kind of loving this like chunky pop of silver. I think it adds just some new like fun freshness to an outfit. But these are convertible earrings. Like I said, they were 49 USD, and they're a 2-in-1, which I think is great. So this is what they look like when you're wearing them fully done up. I will say they are a little bit on the heavier side. I've been wearing them for the last couple hours and my ears haven't really started like hurting or pulling, but they're definitely heavier than some of the other COS earrings I do have. So I do want to call that out. But this is what they look like with this beautiful little teardrop. And then you can actually take them apart, and you can see here, hopefully, there's like a little stud and then the little teardrop. So you can remove that and then just have a really nice, simple ball stud. And I really loved this version as well. I just think it's super simple, but still chic. So if you're wanting to kind of play with that like silver hardware kind of trend, but not go so bold, especially if you're someone like me who has shorter hair, I think having just a cute little one like this is fantastic. So yeah, I just thought those were kind of fun, very versatile. I love a 2-in-1, especially when you travel or something, just being able to have like multiple options. So for example, wearing maybe just the little studs during the day and then swapping those out for something a little more formal and fun for the nighttime by just adding the little drop in. I think that's very clever. So that's the first pair of earrings. Now, I will say, I think I received a faulty pair and I need to take them back to the COS store. So if you can see on this earring here, on the second pair, this is a little bit bent. And the reason I'm calling that out is because I wore these earrings the other day and they're little clickers. So they're actually very similar to these. They come with a little ball silver stud. I think it's like the exact same stud. So I will just leave one in and then take this one out. And these are a classic design that COS has been bringing back the last couple of years. They do like an asymmetric situation. I have the asymmetric earrings, which I featured in my last video, that are gold, kind of similar to this that I love. And then I also have a pearl version, which is like my most worn version of all time. So I thought this was a really nice take in a silver kind of form factor. And I'm not going to fully close them because I was wearing them the other day and they got stuck in my ear. So the clicker just wouldn't. That's why I'm like not really going to fully close it because I'm just scared to wear them now. The clicker just wouldn't open, and I had for hours. I was sitting in meetings with the camera off just trying to like get this clicker undone, and it was so crazy. But I think it's because they just got bent a little bit, so I am going to bring those back. But these particular earrings, like you can see, the asymmetric look, which I love. I always think it's kind of fun and kind of funky, and I feel like people always take a little bit of a double take to be like, why aren't your ears matching? It's just like a fun way to add a little bit of just like funkiness to any outfit. These particular earrings are, yes, these were $39. And I think I actually got these during the big, because COS had a big sale recently, kind of right before they dropped the autumn winter collection. That's also how I knew they were going to drop it soon, because they did put a lot of stuff on sale. So I actually ended up getting these on discount, 30% off. So I got them for $29, which was great, despite the fact they were a little bit faulty. So yeah, but aesthetically, I think these are super cute and really fun and a little bit more subtle than these kind of larger ones. But these were the two silver earrings that I picked up. And I will fully admit now that I'm done buying silver earrings. I have plenty and I am good to go. So yes, I'm going to put the stud back in. In fact, I like having multiple of these studs now, because if I wanted to, I could actually put another one in my second piercing. But for this video, I'm just going to keep it really simple and just have the two little silver studs in because I think they're very pretty. Now let's get into the clothing pieces. I will start with what I am wearing right now, this gorgeous burgundy t-shirt. As you all know, burgundy is the color of the season. A lot of people have been attributing it to the new Gucci creative director and the sort of burgundy rebranding that they've done. I will say though, I think burgundy has been a color of the season for the last couple of seasons, and I love it. I think burgundy is flattering on so many kinds of skin tones. I think it's a lot more flattering than black, dare I say. So I'm really loving this. I love it as a way to kind of shake it up, and it still feels like a neutral to me, but yeah, I really love it. I'm all about this color right now. So I saw this burgundy t-shirt. COS has some of my favorite t-shirts. I usually always either wear Uniqlo, their particular kind of basic tee that I'll leave linked down below. H&M has a gorgeous kind of premium collection silk hybrid t-shirt that I also love, that's really gorgeous. And then COS, their t-shirts are kind of go-to t-shirts for me. They have a couple of different styles, and this is one that's called like the clean t-shirt, and I actually think that's a good description because it's very clean in the sense of its silhouette is very simple. It's not oversized, but I do think it's flattering in that like the sleeves are like a tiny bit longer. They cut at the arm, I think, in a really flattering place. And the body of it's not too long, but it's not a crop t-shirt. I just think all the proportions are really flattering on this particular shirt. And it comes in like a bajillion different colors. And the other thing I love about this shirt is the fabric. So I do think it's a cotton t-shirt. I'd have to look up the contents exactly of it, but it's like heavy, if that makes sense. It's almost like a scuba kind of situation, but not quite that intense. I mean, it definitely still feels like a very breathable, comfortable cotton shirt. And so I just think it's very high quality and very, very flattering. It is, I mean, it's all relative, right? But it is on, I guess, the more expensive end of t-shirts. It's not like a James Pierce t-shirt that's like $150. It is $45. And again, I picked this up during their 30% off sale. So I did actually end up getting it for around $33, which is fantastic. And I'm kind of kicking myself a little because I'm like, should I have gotten in more colors and like black and white? But at the end of the day, I have a very extensive collection of t-shirts, so I think I'm fine. But this color was really speaking to me. Again, I just love the really deep kind of wine burgundy color. It goes so beautifully with my other burgundy accessories that I have, like my new head bag from Flattered in burgundy. It also goes with these pants that I'm wearing, which I will show you in a second, that I'm super obsessed with. So yeah, it's just really stunning. And that's the other kind of funny thing about these new kind of colors in season colors, is that there's many different shades of burgundy, but even though this one is like slightly different than some of the other burgundies that I have, like for example, this is like a little bit warmer, a little bit darker, I still think it complements it really well and it looks really nice together. So really love this t-shirt. I've already been wearing it so much, and I will say, I mean, I hope maybe they'll do a restock, but a lot of the sizes of this were selling out. I got this in a size small, which I would recommend almost sizing up in this t-shirt. Really happy I did not get an extra small, because when I pulled it out of the box, I actually thought it was an extra small, just because again, it's a much more kind of fitted t-shirt. It's not tight, but it just does skim the body a lot more. And so I'm glad I got a size small. So when in doubt, I would say size up a little in this one. And yeah, definitely don't like put it in your dryer on hot or anything like that. I mean, I would recommend never drying your stuff. Air dry them if possible. Get a little like clothes horse. I have a whole video actually about how I take care of my clothes to kind of improve their longevity and their appearance and whatnot. So if you're interested in that, you can look at that video. I'll leave it linked above and below. But yes, in general, I just think this is a great t-shirt, and I'm really sad that it's sold out in so many sizes, but maybe it's available still in your country or in your size. So Godspeed there. Now let's talk about I think what's going to be the piece de resistance of this whole collection, and it's the pants. These leather pants that I will show you in the cutaways, because you can't really see it when I'm sitting down like this. Like I said, these pants sold out basically instantly, and I just am so fortunate to have gotten my hands on them. The other crazy thing is that these were not inexpensive pants. These were 100% leather pants in the color Bordeaux, and they were $490. And I got them in a size 2, which I looked at the photos and the pants looked like they were kind of more oversized, almost a little baggy. And so I did not think a 4 was a good idea. I will say, I think the 2 is perfect for me. I think the fit is great. They are the perfect length. They could have been like a tiny bit longer. If you have longer legs, like if you're like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", these will definitely probably be too short for you. But if you are on the shorter side, I will say too, I am 5'7", but I have very short legs. And so these pants actually might work really well for you. These are in the utility shape, which I have these like almost nylon-y pants from COS that I got either last year or in January. I think I got them last year. Some of my favorite pants ever. In fact, they're drying right now because I wore them the other day, and I just love the barrel kind of utility shape of them. And these pants have that kind of similar, if almost a little more exaggerated, a little more baggy of a shape. And they have the detailing on the bottom, which is the same, in that you can keep the pants a little more wide leg, or you can actually buckle them in to make that more sort of exaggerated barrel shape, which again, I love COS for this. I love that they invest in these sort of like extra features to their clothes to give us as consumers a little more versatility, which is so fantastic. And just, I love that on their part. The leather is really nice. It's very buttery. It's this gorgeous wine color. Again, I mean, I'm showing you the most insane burgundy head to toe look, and I'm probably gonna wear it like this, to be honest. And I'm not gonna lie, there's more burgundy accessories in this haul as well. I just love that monochromatic look. I think it's so fantastic for fall. But I mean, if you don't want to go that extreme, I also think it looks really great with like that charcoal gray or a black or a navy. I just think there's a lot of versatility, and this color really does act like a neutral. So I'm super happy with these pants. Again, I think I could wear these with like a low heel just because they are like a baggier pant, and I'm sure the leather will stretch out a little as I wear them, but I think these would look so good too with like my suede Boston clog Birkenstocks. Like, I just think there's so many different ways that you can style leather pants, and they look so good with like suedes and sweaters, like different kinds of knits. I just think that's the real beauty of leather, is just getting that kind of versatility and texture, and just make something so like cool looking and visually interesting. And I will say, I do not have any leather pants that are in this cut or this color, but definitely in this cut as well. So although these were an investment piece, I think these are just going to be such a knockout in my wardrobe for the fall and for the winter and for years and years to come, honestly. So this was a win, and I'm sorry if they're sold out, but maybe they'll make more and bring them back. I don't know, but yeah, if you can get your hands on these, I just think they're a really, really special piece for the fall winter season. Now, this next item, which is far too large to even bring fully onto camera, so again, I will show all the cutaways of this, is this really stunning charcoal gray wool coat with this fringe detailing. So I actually have a couple of pieces in this collection that have the fringe detailing. I think it's a little fun, a little bohemian, a little bit of like almost like a Western nod, but without being like uber Western. I mean, we all know that like suede and denim and whatnot is like really big for fall, but I just thought this coat was really special. I love the color. I love the fringing. I love where it hit. I'm not gonna lie, I did not love the hood, but I was like, let me just try it and see, you know, kind of how it goes with everything else. And it is also a really, really beautiful fabric. So it is a double-faced wool, and it's got kind of beautiful speckling on it. I hope you can see this up close. But it is a really, really special fabric, I think, because of that. It almost looks like hair in a weird way, but yeah, it's a very stunning color and a really fantastic neutral. However, I will say for me personally, when I got this coat in person, I knew it had more of like a bohemian air to it, but it's just too casual for me and too oversized and too casual. Obviously, it's a robe coat, and you know what I mean by that is you tie it like a robe. It doesn't have buttons or anything like that, or like a lot of structure, you know, in the lapels, and there's no shoulder pads or anything like that to kind of give it that structure. But for me, if I'm putting, me personally, this is just my opinion, if I'm putting on a coat that is of this size and this cut and this long, I kind of want it to have a little more tailoring. I want it to be a little bit sharper. And this coat for me just felt too much like a robe. And I already had this very beautiful robe coat from Toteme. Obviously, it's a totally different color and different look and whatnot, but it's kind of got that casualness to it as well. And I usually kind of contrast that with wearing, you know, leather and sharp boots and really more like tailored pieces underneath of it. But for this particular coat, I think in my mind, I just would have appreciated it more if it had a little bit more structure and, you know, maybe a little shoulder pad and maybe not the hood. I just felt like there were too many casual elements in addition to the robe kind of closure and whatnot that I just don't really need this in my wardrobe at this point in time. But it's a stunning coat. Like all COS coats. I mean, that's kind of a blanket statement. Obviously, you know, you'd have to try each one and see. But for me, like a COS coat is a fantastic investment. I have COS coats, no exaggeration, that I purchased in Europe 10 years ago, and I still love them. And they're still beautiful, and they're still wonderful material, and they still wear really well, and they never go out of style. So yeah, I just think it's always a great investment piece. But again, like for me, I was looking for more of a structured look. So I am going to try some of their other outerwear, and there is some more outerwear in this haul as well. But yeah, I just think there were too many casual elements going on. But overall, constructed really well, really beautiful material. It was on the pricier side. So this coat was $390. I got it as a part of the 30% off sale. So I ended up paying around $292, but I will be returning it again because even on sale for $300, like I want it to be a coat that I'm just gonna love and feel really powerful and beautiful every time I put it on. And so I will be sending this one back, but I did want to share with you guys because I do think it's a really cool and very like special piece for sure. Okay, it is now hours later and I am fighting with the sun, so hopefully I can film all of this before it sets. But the rest of my COS order arrived, so let's get back into it. I will say my third order still has not arrived, so I'm either gonna have to omit the shoes from this video or kind of squeeze them in at the end, so we'll see. But this next item is also a coat that has a sort of fringe element to it. This is the oversized wool blend scarf jacket, and I got it in a size extra small because it definitely is oversized. I personally am a big fan of that look, and that is the look of COS, and it always has been. And I think that's what takes something that could be very classic, like for example, you know, a pinstripe or a trench coat, and it makes it a little bit more modern, but that's just my personal take on it. Again, the fabric on this is absolutely stunning. It's a gorgeous wool that almost has like a little bit of a hairiness to it, and it's in a charcoal gray with a beautiful pinstripe. And I don't have anything like this in my wardrobe. I have light gray coats and light gray vests and whatnot, but I don't have a sort of dark charcoal gray. So, and I definitely don't have anything that's a pinstripe either. The scarf detailing, the attached scarf, I love that aesthetic so much ever since Toteme came out with it back in 2016 or 2014. And I will give full credit where full credit's due. It's 100% from Toteme, and I feel bad for them that like every one of their mothers ripping them off. But at this point, everyone's making scarf coats. So I'm like, you know what, here we are. But I just love the drama of it. I love the draping when you kind of throw it over your shoulder. I also love that you don't even have to do that. You can kind of keep it open just to add a little more volume and a little more detailing here. In fact, this kind of gives me like 90s old school Wall Street vibes. I feel like when I wear this with my favorite black COS trousers from all time. These are the wool, kind of wide leg, black trousers. I always get them in a size 4. And wearing that with like a leather belt and then another top, which I'm going to show you in a second, a little merino wool gray top, and then having the coat open over that. I just think it's such a beautiful mix of like blacks and grays, and it's so chic and so sophisticated. And then adding in the Birkenstocks to kind of balance out that extra volume on top. I just think this is like such a cool outfit. I also love the versatility of charcoal gray. It's honestly almost more versatile. I mean, it's in the same camp, I would say, of a black or like a camel, in the sense that I feel like it goes with anything. I feel like it actually goes with way more than like a lighter gray, just because to me, I feel like it just looks good with everything. It looks great with colors, it looks great with black, it looks good with navy. It really just looks good with everything. So yeah, I really, really love this deep charcoal color. And as you can see, I'll pair it with like the burgundy stuff, so you can see how well it kind of goes with these pants. If you're not into like as a monochromatic look as I am, of course you can use this to kind of play with color a little bit in your wardrobe. But overall, I think this coat is really great, especially when it starts getting warmer. I spoke about in my last video, in the pre-fall video, the COS kind of double-faced wool jackets that I love so much, that I have 3 different colors of now. And I still love those jackets, but those are definitely more of like a transitional season jacket. It's not something you're going to be wearing on its own in the winter or even the late fall. This is a much heavier wool and a much more heavy duty jacket, so definitely more appropriate for the colder seasons. And yeah, I just love the cut and the oversized feel of this. The other thing I love about this jacket is that they actually came out with it in 3 different colors. So if the charcoal gray and the pinstripe is not your thing, they have a black one that's absolutely stunning, and then they have a cream one, which I will show you in a second. But yeah, the other thing I love about this jacket is it is so similar to that other transitional wool jacket that I showed you guys in my last video, or my last COS video, where the shape I think works really well, especially for my body type. It's not too long of a coat, and so it's not overwhelming on my frame. I kind of read as more petite, I feel like, than I actually am. I feel like I've been told when people meet me in person that I am a lot taller than they think I'm going to be. And I think that's because some of my proportions just read a little bit shorter and read a little bit more petite. And so for whatever reason, like where this particular coat falls on the hips and falls at the arms, I just think gives me that oversized look and feel, but not in a way that I look like I'm like drowning in it. So I really do appreciate the proportions on this jacket, and I think it looks really, really nice. And because of that, I also picked it up in the cream color. Oh, and before I forget, pricing, the jacket is $290. And again, I got it in a size extra small because it does have an oversized fit and feel for sure. So $290, I think, again, it's such an incredibly well-made jacket. I personally think it's totally worth it. And if you wanted to go for an even more neutral color, even though again, I think the charcoal gray and the pinstripe is very neutral, you could go for a black. And then this is the gorgeous cream color. And I will say, I love this even more in person now that I'm seeing it. I'm gonna try to describe, hopefully, sometimes the camera gets a little weird with its color and whatnot, and I'm not like the best when it comes to editing and trying to figure all that out. But the thing that I love about this color is it's not like a warm yellow cream. I think it looks so good. In fact, let me go get my tote bag. In fact, I think I've styled it. I literally just tried it all on. I think I would remember, but I think it looks so good with my Savette Symmetry bag in the clay color. So even though these are like warm, there's still a little bit of like a warm, cool mix to them. And it also looks really good with my Boston Clog Birkenstocks in the taupe color. So I love how this is not like a creamy yellow, because I feel like I have a lot of that kind of tone in my wardrobe. And especially when it comes to outerwear, I feel like my camel coats obviously kind of fall more into that camp, versus this is like a gorgeous lighter tan kind of color, but it still looks nice with a little bit of those cooler tones, which is great. So I actually think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of this particular jacket. I also think the pairing of, I'm gonna skip ahead because I've already told you, you know, sizing, price of this particular jacket, and this one is truly the exact same. I will say the lighter color, it actually helps you kind of see a lot of the beautiful details on the jacket and how this scarf sort of hangs and whatnot. So I will try to show that here as I'm talking through everything. But for this color, I don't even want to call this cream, for this light tan color, and then the black one, there is a matching skirt, which I picked up. And it's a gorgeous skirt that has the similar sort of like fringe detailing on the base of it. And it's that beautiful wrap design that I actually have in two other COS skirts that are more mini skirt styles. And I love the like midi length on this skirt. I think it's very flattering. I think it looks so good with like a variety of different shoes. Obviously it would look great with like heels. I mean, every skirt looks great with heels, so you know, no magic there, but I do think this actually would look really flattering as well with just like little ballet flats. I've paired it with my Jimmy Choo burgundy boots for a lot of different outfits because I also think the burgundy with this looks so rich and striking, and like the contrast is really nice, even though again, even black would look so good with this and would contrast with this so well. So I actually love that this isn't black because again, you can really pick up the beautiful tones in the wrap of the skirt and the draping of the skirt and then the draping of the scarf top. And I just think all the different angles and draping that's going on here just make for a really cool and different outfit. And I just don't have anything like it. I think it looks so classy, so expensive, so upscale. I just think this is absolutely gorgeous, like so gorgeous, and so many different ways you can style it. In fact, you could even really dress it down with just little Birkenstocks and a t-shirt. So I feel like I'm gonna get so much wear out of this skirt. I also got it in a size 2, which sometimes with the wrap skirts, I usually do get them in a size 2, but sometimes they're almost like a little too tight, but this one was perfect. I think a 2 is absolutely perfect, and it is a wool skirt, so it is super warm as well. So we're really talking like late autumn, winter aesthetic here. And the skirt is $190. So altogether, definitely a more luxurious set, I would say, but I think together it just makes, it's just such a beautiful pairing. And like I was fantasizing about like rolling through the airport in this, just looking like really chic and monochrome with, yeah, this like beautiful light color palette. I just think there's I think there's something like so luxurious about a light kind of bright color palette that's still winter materials. I think because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I wear a ton of black because it's so versatile, and like I can spill coffee all over myself and it doesn't really matter, but there is something to be said to say that like I live such a luxurious life, I can wear head to toe white and it's going to be completely fine. So yeah, this outfit just reads very luxurious to me. So now, I do still have more outerwear, believe it or not. So this next piece isn't a full-blown jacket, but I do want to call it out because I think this is a very like underrated piece in anyone's wardrobe. I will say I already have one in black, and this one I'm not loving as much, so I do think I'm going to send it back. But yeah, let's talk through the next kind of and final like outerwear piece before we jump into some of the sweaters and other items. So we're staying on the wool train, and this is not a coat, but it's almost a coat. So this is a double-faced long line wool vest, and it is in gray, this really gorgeous cool gray color. And I got it in a size extra small, like everything else. And it was $250, which I will say, for not having sleeves, that I think is actually a little pricey. But I wanted to call this piece out because I don't think people think about things like this a lot. And I actually love pieces like this for, again, more transitional seasons where as it starts to get cold, you want to start layering, but maybe you don't need like all the layers. And a piece like this is really nice to just keep your core warm. So if you have, say, like a merino wool light sweater on and like this beautiful burgundy one that I'm about to show you in a second, like wearing that with just some wool trousers, this is such a nice way to add a little pop of like visual interest to an outfit. In fact, I actually don't even like belting it sometimes. I love keeping it open and letting it sort of skim the body. Another way that I really, really love wearing this piece is if you have like a tighter dress. I've styled it on top of the boiled wool dress that I tried on in my last video, which I think unfortunately is sold out right now. But if you do, which this isn't a tight dress by any means, but if you have a really tighter dress and you're feeling a little more self-conscious, like I don't love anything super tight on my body. It's just not, I just don't like feeling like I need to like suck in or anything like that. It's just like a personal preference. And so having a vest like this that can kind of skim the body and just feel like you have a little more coverage is a great way to hack if you have like a tighter piece of clothing that you maybe just don't feel comfortable wearing on its own. So I did want to call this out as a really beautiful transitional piece as we're sort of in these transitional months coming up. If you're not ready to take like the full plunge with a full-blown jacket, and actually it could make, again, a really beautiful layering piece in the winter by adding another kind of structured jacket on top of it if you wanted to go like really Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen and have just like a ton of layers. But like I mentioned, I do have this in black, a wool one that I believe I got from either Mango or Zara. It's really beautifully made, and again has the exact same silhouette, that long midi length that really skims the body and has the little robe tied to it. So I don't think I need another one in my wardrobe, and so I will be sending this one back. But I just wanted to show you guys because I do think this is like a great little option that you might not think of as you're kind of browsing the COS website. All right, so that is it for the outerwear. Now, I know I touched briefly on the t-shirt that I am wearing, and so I want to kind of jump back into the top realm of things. And I've got two sweaters here that are absolutely stunning. So I'm going to start with this merino wool turtleneck in burgundy. And I'm not going to lie, when I first pulled this out of the box, I thought, oh shoot, it's too warm. It's definitely more of like a Pinot Noir red wine kind of color and not as cool and like deep plum purple as the burgundy leather pants are that I showed you in the beginning. In fact, I'm going to pair it together so you can kind of see how they look. But I'm not going to lie, once I paired it together, I actually thought it looked really nice together and not contrasting in an awkward way. And I thought it actually looked really nice still with a lot of my other burgundy accessories and things. So I have played around kind of styling all of those together. But what really made me want to keep this is the cut and the feel of this sweater. It is merino wool. I got it in a size extra small and it was $135. I love the turtleneck piece of this. I love how like thick and sturdy it is and how it stands up on the neck. I just think that's super, super chic. And I love how even though this is wool, it's very lightweight and you can tell it's going to be so beautiful and so breathable. And it's just like a really stunning fabric. It also has a nice like thick band on the bottom, which you guys know that I love because I feel like that falls on the body a lot nicer and it doesn't like cling awkwardly at the hips or anything. So again, I think the proportions and the design of this particular turtleneck make it really, really beautiful, and I think it would look so stunning tucked into trousers as well. Again, my black, I think burgundy and black is just like such a stunning combination, so I paired it with my favorite wool trousers from COS that they bring back, thank God, season after season after season, because they're my favorite pants ever. And yeah, this is just such a fantastic, simple, comfortable outfit that will make you look really put together in all kinds of different situations. So yeah, this is going to be such a good go-to for me and just a nice way to kind of shake up from just wearing all black all the time which again, I don't care. It's not a bad thing, but like sometimes if I want to feel, you know, a little more fall or a little more festive, I just think this burgundy color is such a great way to do that. And it's so much easier. Like I know this like cherry bright red has been such a vibe for the last couple years, but I just can't do it. I bought a red jumpsuit, not to go off on a tangent, but like I bought one and it was too look at me. And I feel like this is like subtle enough that it feels understated and elegant, but still, you know, a little fun and festive at the same time. I don't know. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. But yeah, I just think this sweater is a really great buy. In fact, I would actually love to see if they make this in black as well, because it's just such a stunning fabric and like lightweight, but still really warm. I just love all of COS's merino wool. Like the really thin tissue tops, again, that I talked about in the pre-fall video, they just do, it's so high quality and it's responsibly sourced. And yeah, it's just fantastic. So on that note, I picked up another top that is also 100% merino wool. This I also got in a size extra small. And it's this little polo shirt that is $135 as well. And again, I just think this is such a great basic. Like this looks like it could be Loro Piana or something. It is really, really pretty. It's got all the same kind of features of this gorgeous turtleneck where it's got like the thick band at the bottom. So again, it can be tucked in really easily, or you can leave it out and that would look great as well. I personally love to tuck in the front of my shirts and then kind of let the back drape out a little bit. I just find that adds a little more structure and like I can belt, you know, the trousers and whatnot. So paired it with a similar outfit with my my little wool trousers that I love. And again, I just think this is so chic. I love the collar because it's appropriate for like all kinds of different places and events. And this looks really phenomenal underneath of that boiled wool black dress, because I don't know if y'all remember in my pre-fall video, I styled it with this gorgeous white, really heavy duty kind of cottony polo that I have from COS, but they don't make it anymore and you can't get it anymore, and they really don't have anything similar to it on the site right now. So when I saw this, I thought this was such a great substitute, because not only is it knitted and it's wool, it's like perfect for fall and winter, but it has a very, very similar aesthetic where you have that gorgeous contrast with, again, the low scoop and the little collar just like sticking out like that. Oh, I just think it looks so, so, so good. And this particular color of gray, I'm a big fan of as well, because I find it's easier to style than like the lighter gray, for example, of the long line vest. I think that light gray can be a challenge sometimes, versus this looks really great with like blacks and navies and just all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I think this is a really great piece that looks a lot more expensive than it actually is, which that's always nice, right? Okay, so the final item, I do apologize. I've been waiting all day and I do want to just get this video out, so I'm just going to mention it. I ordered these square toe leather mules in a size 10, and I usually am always a size 10 in COS, so it would be weird if these didn't fit for some reason, but again, I don't have them in person yet, so let's just see. They were $190, and I just thought these were very, like, Bottega has some like this, Phoebe Philo has some like this, Loewe also has some like this. I love when, I think Phoebe Philo honestly started it, but these are very similar to like my flattered shoes that I have that I've been wearing nonstop. The cut comes up really high on the heel, which I think is kind of like fun and kind of different. And it looks really good with tights as well. So, and I love a mule for when, you know, these rub a little too bad or something. And so I thought I would try these out. Again, I don't know how comfortable they're going to be or whatnot, but I just loved the shape of them. I loved how they looked under a lot of items that I picked up, like under trousers, under skirts. And so I just thought this would be a fun one to kind of try. And I love the square toe. So we shall see. Wanted to call these out, but again, unfortunately, these did not arrive in time to make this video, but yeah. And I don't want this video to go on forever, but I do have some honorable mentions of things that after because, you know, I didn't get enough. in this haul. But after I was going through the site, first of all, there are a couple things that I just want to share with you all that I already have in my wardrobe, so there was no need for me to purchase them, and I'd already bought so much. I didn't want to just like buy like so much stuff that I knew that I wasn't going to keep. And so like, I mean, honestly, I'm keeping most of those except for a couple things. So, but anyway, one thing that is like so clear into my mind that I can't stop thinking about, that honestly I just didn't notice when all of this stuff dropped, was these brown cotton barrel pants. And I love the barrel pant shape. I'm glad that isn't going anywhere. I find it to be interesting and kind of edgy and like architectural, but still somehow like sensual on a woman's body. Like, I just think they're cool, frankly. And I know that we'll probably look back just like with the skinny jean and everything else and be like, oh, that's like dated. But for now, I'm super into it. And I'm just like obsessed with this brown color, like similar to the burgundy. I think it would look so good with all of the browns and the creams and all of these things. And it's just a color that I don't have really in my wardrobe at all, especially when it comes to pants. And so I just can't stop thinking about these. I think they're so cool. I think the way that they've styled them on the site with like the belt and the white t-shirt and everything is like so cool. So I have to get these pants. In fact, I'm gonna bring the long line vest and the fringe long coat back to COS in person when I go into the office tomorrow. So I think I'm going to try to pick up those pants when I am down in Soho, because I literally cannot stop thinking about these pants. I think they're super cool and frankly very seasonless. So you could wear them in the summer, you could wear them in the winter, the fall, like doesn't really matter. So I think they're just going to be a really good staple for when I don't want to wear like a jean or a trouser. So yeah, cannot stop thinking about these pants. Another couple of great honorable mentions are this oversized tailored shirt in this beautiful blue color. I mean, I feel like if you don't have something like this in your wardrobe, it's such a great staple piece. Again, I have so many button downs in my wardrobe. If you've seen any of my closet videos, which I'll try to link above and below, like you'll see them all. So for me, I just have a ton of these and I just did not need one more, but I think this is like the perfect classic blue, and I love a good oversized look. And yeah, this is a really fantastic option as well. If you're looking for something like that or just trying to add kind of more like staples into your wardrobe, great piece. The next ones are 2 pairs of jeans. So again, I have so many pairs of jeans. I have the column jeans, which you can actually still get at COS, and I love them so very much. They are especially a very dark wash and a really sturdy denim. I think they're great kind of like dressy late night jeans, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I just am saying that because I found that I really love COS jeans. They make really fantastic, like simple cuts, like no branding, just really good kind of basic jeans. And so the first pair that I saw that I loved, actually in both colors that it comes in, is this, they call it the shift jean, and it's just like a straight kind of classic boot cutty-esque jean. And it comes in this like light blue color, which I think is really nice. And then also a gray color. You guys know I love a black gray jean. I think they go with everything, but I love that they give you 2 options. So depending on kind of what your color palette is in your wardrobe, or like where you live, like if you live in California, maybe you would like the light wash jean, versus if you live in the Northeast, you might want the gray one. So I love that they give you options, but I think these are just really chic, classic jeans. So did want to call these out. And then on a kind of more like fashion forward lens, they have these twist jeans, which again has that really like accentuated barrel oversized look. I think these jeans would look incredible with this little pinstripe charcoal scarf jacket. Oh, that would be such a cool outfit with little Birkenstocks and stuff. I can so see myself wearing that in Paris. So yeah, again, I already have like quite a few barrel-esque pants that are this color. So I have some from Frankie's shop that are kind of a darker kind of gray color like this. And then I have the COS utility kind of nylon pants that I talked about earlier on in this video in black. So I feel like I have enough of this particular silhouette and kind of color pattern, but I just wanted to call this out for you guys because I think these jeans are so cool and they're already starting to sell out in a few sizes. So clearly I'm not the only one, but yes. So I think that's all. Again, sorry if this video is super, super long, but this is it, I think, really for the rest of the year. I mean, this is their autumn winter collection. So I don't know, they might sprinkle in a few things here and there, but this is kind of the rest. So this will probably be my last COS video for the year. I mean, I've basically bought the whole store at this point, so I don't know what else I could show you, but I hope that this helped. And yeah, hope you guys pick up some great stuff. There's just like so many incredible options here, and I will see you all in my next video.